all, so great to see everybody. This is why I am just joyful. Last week at our live show, which by the way, we've never done in recent memory, we're part of a conversation where Zelda and Al and Keith and Naima and the CEO of UCAN, who becomes important to this story because her daughter, Ryan, was there in the studio watching all this 9-year-old, full of energy, seeing what's happened. And we said to her, I think, Anna, you and I may have been standing next to each other, going, you look like you want to do TV. And she's like, I have an idea. I got her idea. We will be launching her podcast called Tween-ish, Fridays at 7:30 May. We will be launching it on our air, Fridays at 7:30. In your package, that young 9-year-old has already created her, better than many of other things we work on, her rundown, her case for support, her graphics. We literally got her a website today because we were so excited. That show is being fast-tracked to Fridays at 7:30. And I tell you right now, if you know what's good for you, watch young Ryan, because she walked into that studio with such grace, but to see what was possible.
I had a question with some of the things in regards to what you said. One of the things I mentioned in regards to the shows that come on the 7 and the 8, that they'll inter-promoting each other. Mm-hmm. And so a question I wanted to know is that when in those shows, will you also be promoting the services that CAN Television provides, and something that basically let people know that about CAN Television's mission and who we are? So are you advertising anything? Hey, just like you see the shows that you're watching now, that you'll be able to produce shows just like this. Will that be featured in the programs that come on between 7 and 8 o'clock?
To be honest, probably not right now. It's more important to promote the other shows. So what I would say, I hear what you're asking, Rochester. We promote all day on the television stations, all day. Those promotions are up. We have one up today. So specifically between the 7 and 8, what we want those shows to do is to get people to watch us. So at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock, they see the other promotions. These shows are very specific in what they're designed to do. So the 7 to 8 o'clock show is to get people to continue watching the station, so they will see the other promotions. But there's very limited, because we're not a commercial station, there's very limited promotional opportunity within those shows. So what we want people to do is get deeper into our catalog of viewing. And we use our social media, our website to promote programming activity. But right now we want people to bite and stay. The better place to sell what we can do in training is social media. We do it on the station, but you're looking at a 30-second spot, whereas on social media, you can tell them click here and opt in. So that's why in limited space, we tend to, it may change, but right now is to get people to watch deeper into our catalog of programming.
Okay, I'd like to add that I think that you're missing a key opportunity to promote the other services that we're providing, because you put in a lot of resources and into those shows as far as the schools programming. So I definitely think we're missing a key opportunity to expand and let people know that we not only as far as the different services that we provide. So I do want to, yes. And also the other question I had in regards was the you said as far as there was a young girl or something that was at the live show.
Mm-hmm. Were you at the live show? You were.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I remember.
So you're saying, so the young girl that was at the live show, so she's basically, she's going to get a show and a time slot. And, well, I guess my question is, what was the decision to, here's the resources, a show and a time slot. Mm-hmm. And why wasn't there the opportunity just to say, hey, here's an opportunity where you can take some classes and go through the regular route that a certified producer.
Oh, I'll tell you why.
Yes, sir.
Again, you should know it better than anyone if you've been on the board. One of our strategic plan, we are woefully. Right now, we're hearing folks, we love it, but 31 years, 40 years. LaDonna's been here for 25 years. So youth voice and getting a 9-year-old, the very thing you're talking about, putting on something, saying something, we show them by when they see Ryan what's possible. We show them when we put on Shy Arts youth podcasts. So these are strategic decisions that I know that you understand, because you and I have, I'm sure we understand how business works. So that's why I asked you, which hat are you asking me? Are you asking as a community partner with a very specific concern, or a board member who understands the global significance of the choices we have to make? Because right now, so that's why I asked you the question, so I know how to answer it.
Yes,
so right now, that is why that 9-year-old, because what she will represent to audiences who have never watched us, to her friends, to her students, to someone saying a 9-year-old with a show that shows voice. So everything isn't, when you're doing leadership, isn't black and white. We have to make decisions that are strategic, and you should know that. I know you do better than anyone. So that's the answer to the question. So it's never going to be black and white. That is probably why we have to be here as a governing group, Rochester, making decisions that are aligned to the strategic plan. So all things are not equal. It is not a net sum. And I am a big proponent, or there is no false equivalency. That young woman who stood in that studio, what she will represent for the future of what we're trying to do, she's worth it, and we'll do it.
Okay.
Well,
and I hear, and so I do hear you on that. So I would just say that in that, and as far as us grabbing a younger audience, I just think that we miss a key opportunity when we don't promote our services in something that we're going to put our resources to. But I do hear what you're saying, so that concludes the questions that I have.
Thank you, Rochester. Anyone else? All right, that's my report. Thanks, everybody. I told you about Tween-ish. Tween-ish. It's a podcast by a 10-year-old named Ryan called Tween-ish.